Friends, I was telling you about some important idioms. So let's continue with the same topic. In my previous video on idioms, I have told you that idioms are word combinations that have a different figurative meaning than the literal meaning of each word or phrase. And we use them for the beautification of language and to express ourselves in a pithy and brief manner. So, today's first idiom is to beat about the bush. This means to talk irrelevantly or to boast. For example, stop beating about the bush and come to the point. Next idiom is a bone of contention. This means a source of quarrel or the subject of dispute or argument. For example, the question of a fence between the houses has become quite a bone of contention. Then, in black and white. This means in written or printed form, or in a way that involves a simple choice between two opposite things, such as good and bad or right and wrong. For example, I want the contract in black and white means in writing on paper. The next idiom is birds of a feather flock together. This means people of the same type or of similar interests and tastes. For example, almost all the members of this political party are the birds of the same feather. The next idiom is to burn the candle at both ends. This means to overwork or exhaust oneself by doing too many things, or to work so hard that you don't rest. For example, she has been burning the candle at both ends by doing a full-time job and preparing for her English language text exams at the same time. The next idiom is to burn the midnight oil. This means work until late at night or to work very hard and for long hours in the night. For example, the assignment was very lengthy, so she was forced to burn the midnight oil to get it done on time. The next is to beggar description. This means too extraordinary to describe or to talk about something that is very difficult to describe. Example, the things I saw beggar description. Another example, the scenery of Kashmir beggars description. The next idiom is a bed of roses. This means something pleasant, comfortable, and easygoing. For example, life is not a bed of roses, it is full of thorns. Next, to build castles in the air means to make imaginary schemes. For example, those who simply build castles in the air hardly achieve anything worthwhile in life. Then, a bolt from the blue. This means something important or unusual that happens suddenly or unexpectedly. For example, the resignation of the chairman came like a bolt from the blue. Next, bread and butter. This may refer to the thing that one depends on for one's income or livelihood. For example, I do a lot of photography, but accounting is my bread and butter. Next idiom is to be in the bad books of. This means in disfavor with or out of favor. For example, you often remain in the bad books of your boss. Opposite to this is another idiom, to be in the good books. This means in favor of. His hard work and honesty keeps him in the good books of his boss. Next idiom is to break the ice. This means to break the silence. There was perfect silence in the hall, but when the chief guest came, Mr. Rohit broke the ice by welcoming him. To bell the cat. This means to face the risk, or, in other words, take the danger of a shared enterprise upon oneself. Example, none of them was brave enough to bell the cat. Then, to blow one's own trumpet. This means to praise oneself or to praise one's own abilities and achievements. For example, he makes a fool of himself by blowing his own trumpet. Then, between the devil and the deep sea. This means that you are in a difficult situation where you have to choose between two equally unpleasant courses of action. A dilemma. Okay. For example, until I got this job, I was between the devil and the deep sea, borrowing from one credit card to make the minimum payment for several others. Then, a bull in a china shop. This means a misfit, a person who breaks things or who often makes mistakes or cause damage in situations that requires a careful thinking or behavior. For example, we told her it was a delicate situation, but she went into the meeting like a bull in a china shop. Then, next is to call a spade a spade. This means to be frank and truthful or to speak in a straightforward manner. For example, a bold person never hesitates in calling a spade a spade. Then, cry over spilt milk. This means to make vain regrets. For example, cheer up now. It is useless to cry over spilt milk. So students, that's all for today and hope these idioms are now clear to you. Thank you.